Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us the Tecsun PL-398BT, and I'll perform a daytime medium wave band scan. We'll go over features of the radio, we'll do a little size comparison, then we'll start cruising the daytime band. So let's check out the Tecsun PL-398BT. It's been a while since you've seen this radio on my channel. I thought I'd bring it back out and show you guys. So let's look at the features of the 398. Left hand side, we got a carry strap. We have a hookup for a FM and shortwave wire antenna. We have a line in so we can enjoy stereo sound from like an MP3 player. And here we have our headphone jack for FM stereo listening on headphones. Over here we have the mini USB in for charging the nickel metal hydride batteries, which it takes 3 AA's. On the front, you can see it says Tecsun and the model number. We have 2 speakers, so we have stereo sound on FM. It sounds fantastic. And Bluetooth, by the way. You have probably 2-inch or 2¼ inch speakers there. In the center is our main LCD. As you can see, it's similar to most Tecsun radios. You got the battery life. You have the type of battery installed, nickel metal hydride. You can change that to alkaline so you don't accidentally charge those. Timer, if you have your timer set, it'll have a little bell icon showing wake to radio or wake to alarm. Over here we have temperature, and you can change that display to alarm time and signal noise ratio when the radio's on. Let me just show you. There's alarm time. It's got a nice little amber backlight, and it's also lights the keys too. This is one of the, I think, only radios that has these nice light up keys on the Tecsun brand. It's pretty cool. So there, that's what that does. Of course, you got your 24-hour clock. Here we got a numeric keypad for direct entering frequencies and presets. And if you look closely, you'll see red lettering, and those are secondary functions when the radio's off. You can set the FM band from 64 to 108 all the way to 87.5 to 108. So that's 4 band choices. Here you can set the 12-hour clock. Nice. And if you look closely here on number 3, you can switch from 9 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz stepping for medium wave, which is a good thing. Down here, this is charge. So when you have your mini USB hooked up, you press and hold this and it charges the batteries. Starts the cycle. 0 turns your beep on and off. I have it off right now. We have an enter button and delete function there. Of course, I showed you display and lock button, time set feature, alarm set for radio and buzzer. More buttons over here. This is kind of cool. They got a lot of real estate on this radio, so they added more buttons to the right-hand side, which I think is rather neat. We have the ATS, which is the auto-tuning storage system. I had an extra S there. So if you look, here's quite a few. We have shortwave, and we have an A and a B. I believe A, when you hit that and press and hold, the ATS feature will scan the entire shortwave bands, all of them, and save the presets it finds. So that's our frequencies it finds to the presets. B, it only save the stations it finds in the current meter band you're on, which is pretty nice. And of course, you go up and down meter bands with those arrows. Over here, you can select the AM band and the FM band, and same thing, press and hold for the ATS feature. Down here, we have scan. Okay, so we have VM, view memory, VF, view frequency. That will be on the VF function right now, which is nice. If you press and hold that, it'll actually browse through looking for stations. If it finds one, it'll sit on for 5 seconds and continue on. So if you're on shortwave, this is very handy. This VF button, you can scan different shortwave bands. If you find something, then you can just enter it in by tapping the memory key, let it continue. It's a neat setup. This has 550 presets, by the way. You have 100 in FM, 100 in medium wave, 100 in long wave, and 250 in shortwave. That's pretty awesome. So tell you that, we got the bandwidth button over here. Yeah, ETM also, I forgot to mention that. ETM is a secondary function. So you have your 550 regular presets and you have an extra 550 on the ETM. This is good for traveling if you don't want to ruin your existing presets. If you travel a different location, you can hit the ETM for scanning for frequencies to store, and you'll have an extra 550 to store away, and it's temporary storage. power button, sleep function, a bandwidth control, so we'll have bandwidth settings, which we'll explore when we go on there. This is really nice to dial in those faint stations. Stereo on or off there, and our light. You can actuate it to be on. It's kind of nice. Turn it off completely. It's a neat setup. And I think we can just leave it on. See how that works. I think it stays on. Yeah, it's been a little bit. Right hand side, we have the volume control and tuning. These are notched, so it's digital volume. Okay. Bottom of the radio, we got some vented area for the speakers. Okay. Top of the radio, we got a light snooze button. Okay, so it didn't leave the light on when I pressed that. Okay, so that's just to turn the light off if you want. So here, if you want the light, just tap the snooze button, or of course, just hit one of the controls. Here we have a whip for the FM and shortwave, and that's a 3-foot whip, which is really awesome. Again, they use the real estate nice on this radio. On the back, it's got a nice little kickstand. You can see the frequencies there. And then over here, we have Bluetooth function, which is a pretty basic. You just switch it over to Bluetooth. It goes into Bluetooth mode, rudimentary. And the back of the radio, it has the pause, play, next, previous. I guess it's okay if you can reach behind and you know what you're doing without looking. But it'd been nice to have those functions over here. Because they didn't have to have this, I don't think, extra. But maybe they have the AM antenna running over here. That's a possibility. I'll bet you the AM antenna, medium wave antenna, runs in there. That's an internal antenna that we'll be using today. So there is the radio. And of course it runs on 3. I didn't show you. 3 AA batteries. Sweet. Okay, so you get the idea. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little size comparison. We'll start cruising the daytime band. There's a lot to explore. Here is a CC Pocket. To give you an idea, AM, FM, no weather alert radio. Yep. It's pretty neat. I always like to use that. Let's see another shortwave radio. Here's a compact one. The CC Skywave. I always like to use this as a size comparator. As you guys can see, the 398 is a rather larger radio, but it's accommodating 2 larger speakers too, which is nice. And then we have, last but not least, Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves Texans with stereo. Yeah. He's the Iron Man. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get this fired up here and see what we can find on the medium wave band. Okay, we're on FM, so we're going to switch to AM. Let's see, where is that? Right there. That's pretty funny. Started jamming away. Now we're at the top, so let's cruise on down to the bottom with the tuning. Goes rather quick, so bear with me if there's no manual button up and down. I wish it had that. That'd be nice. But I can also manually enter frequencies if I want. So my first frequency is going to be 540. So got to get there by going slow. So let's see if we get it. Now, of course, this medium wave is directional. For those who don't know, a lot of people see my videos for the first time and go, what's he doing? Why is he turning the radio? Well, that internal antenna is horizontally orientated, so it's picking up stations to the west and to the east. If I turn it to the north, I should be able to pick up this station. Let's turn it up. There we go. Local time is 11:04 a.m. daylight, Central Daylight Time near Chicago, Illinois. Just so you know, the sun's been up for about, I'd say 6 hours or 5.5 hours. Trying to do the math in my head. I think 6 hours. Around 5:30 in the morning, I think, is when it came up. Alarm time. I'm not sure what that might be. Maybe a timer setting. Temperature. Signal strength and signal noise ratio. As you can see, you can go 1 kilohertz if you go slow, and if you go fast, it goes 10.
Students in grades 7 through 12 to become tomorrow's leaders. Nestled in the heart of southeast Wisconsin's Lake Country, the historic campus provides a safe, secure learning environment where small class sizes, academic support, and personalized college guidance are emphasized. Students choose between the award-winning military academy or elite.
So you get your 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1 kilohertz bandwidth there, which is nice. 3 is a good one for me. I like it. It takes the harshness off the talk radio. But when you get to music, it's nice to open it up to like 6 kilohertz.
And around the world, go
560 WIND, Chicago.
Learn why leadership lives here. That's sjnacademies.org.
Restored hotlines after a more than year-long interruption and after an exchange of letters by Kim Jong-un and President.
Here's 580 WILL, Urbana, Illinois. NPR station, which is about 150 miles away. If I bring my loop in, we'll be able to see if we can bring some gain up on this. There we go, the numbers jumped up.
China is confirming more than 300 lives were lost to recent floods in Henan province. The vast majority were in Shenzhou, a transportation hub of 12 million people located along the Yellow River. Cell phone images from the July 12th.
Yeah, this Turk Advantage is really nice. Great passive loop. Really has some great fine tuning to it. And of course, it's zero power required. It's a nice thing to have. Okay, we'll keep going. I passed up 590. Let's see if we can pick up that. Then we'll have to speed through the dial here. Okay, we're just picking up WKZO, Kalamazoo, Michigan, about 140 miles away. Let's bring that loop back in. See if we can't hear them better. Okay, we're able to pick that up. The neat thing is that this radio does have a larger internal antenna, so it does outperform the 310 ET 380 PL-380s. So if you're wondering, it does outperform them slightly. Love it. The station here, you can barely hear him talking, 600 WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 175 miles. Current conditions outside is sunny and clear. So let's go ahead and bring another loop in back. See if we can't get this dialed up.
Apply for credit-free approval at BuildingAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
Attorney Joe Cordell. For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is, you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years.
There you go, nice to have. So there's a good demonstration of that loop. We'll just keep going now. Hunt for the other stations.
11 o'clock hour Monday. Carol Kane. Radio legend Carol Kane, I should say.
No, you don't have to say that.
Yes, I do every week.
If you notice, I had to turn it. 620 now. I have to lift the radio up because the switch for the Bluetooth is dragging on my cloth here. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is north, so it's picking up nice when I turn it. You can see by the numbers.
I don't know. The Broadcasting Hall of Fame, I really hope I make it. We'll see.
Well, the folks who are out there probably have something to say about this.
Okay, Hispanic music is WMFN, Peatone, Illinois. This tuning can be a little tricky. I mean, I could go right to the frequencies too.
It's under $10 million. That's we'll have to see how free agency shakes out. But I think that the key for
670 WSCR, Chicago, the score.
they can get this sign and trade worked out.
Speakers are rather tinny. There's not much low end to these speakers,
To replace
so you'll be using the
Daniel Tice,
bandwidth a
because
lot.
Tice could be the guy going to Charlotte in this
sign and trade, not Lowry Markkinen. So they could move Lowry Markkinen elsewhere, or he could be signed by a team like San Antonio with cap space.
Well, in keeping with the defense, we're also trying to figure out which.
And you're home.
It's to call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
All you have to
720 WGN Chicago.
got junk.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hassless. What makes
Ese pueblo romano que hoy te escucha a ti.
750 WNDZ Portage, Indiana.
Que hoy, Señor, quiere levantar tu nombre.
Today, we'll tell you all about the rest of the week and your complete 5-day forecast from AccuWeather.
Here's 780 WBBM Chicago.
On the markets, the Dow down 10, NASDAQ is up 20, and the S&P is flat. Oil down more than 4.
You know, there's data that only does it circulate in minks, but 50% of all wine.
Here's 820 WCPT, Willow Springs, Illinois.
Wow. And and if it's just deer, there's in fact, many other animals like.
Good test for distance, 200 miles away, WKAR, East Lansing, Michigan. Let's bring this loop back up, see if we can't get him. Yeah, I'm not hearing him. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to enter this in, so you would...
suffer to cancel your
Here's WLS, Chicago.
fighting $500
High-pitch whine coming from the camera.
mansion, but you and I both know them. We're just feeding into the hysteria. And for whatever pleasure we get out of
Off-tune it to just bring that tone down.
they are epic frauds. Gavin Newsom, you gotta wear a mask. He's
No way. Kind of a faint signal here.
Drew Holiday had nights
There we go.
he couldn't throw a ball in the ocean.
The Big Badger 920 WOKY, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm going to try to go a little quicker here.
Not everybody's everything.
It's hard.
I did this thing, and this person...
Doing it manually like this. WBKM, Sandwich, Illinois. If you had your presets set with the view memory, it'd be a lot easier. You just scroll through the presets really quickly. WBKM, Sandwich, Illinois, relevant radio.
So what you're really doing is you're...
Music on 940 WFAW, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin.
has that to a certain extent, right? It can be developed.
950 WNTD, Chicago.
Bad education, but
Pretty inequitable in the kind of work that women are doing, because it isn't just about
970 is WHA, Madison, Wisconsin.
the recipe that everyone will eat, including the pig eaters.
I was there.
It's last week.
What happened? I was vacation.
There was a shoulder.
WMVP, Chicago, ESPN.
They were saying that Dak missed practice.
I don't know how
he
serious.
shut down.
Right.
Six kilohertz there on 1030. This is a WNVR, Vernon Hills, Illinois.
What they need to eat.
DINOVITE.com.
Dynamite is like pouring a multivitamin right onto their food.
The omega.
Okay, so we're pointing this at 1050 WLIP, Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's a rather faint station. As you notice, I had to turn it to get it.
We'll be scooping our dynamite onto the food, then squirting the liquid chops and the fish oil. They start salivating.
Dynamite is nutrition.
Music there on 1060, barely picking it up. It's 100 miles away. WHFB, Benton Harbor, Michigan.
NBA, when you watch the NBA, they don't let you do the
WTSO, Madison, Wisconsin.
people. You can do that all you want. That's not a foul.
Pretty good selectivity next to the strong station. WNWI, Oak Lawn, Illinois.
Sanity, but the Democrats have not accepted that at all. They're actually doubling down, and I'm hearing there's a Biden speech coming this week where he's going to do just...
Here's 1130 WISN, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You can look at the data. If we want to, England is an interesting example, right?
Nor the federal courts. And what this simply does, this Georgia law, this very
1160 WYLL, Hope for Your Life, Christian Radio, Chicago.
Georgia law does is it creates a situation where we do not and cannot hopefully have a repeat of...
Let's see if we can't pick up the squirrel on 1180.
We don't want a repeat of 2020.
Yay, the squirrel makes an appearance. Let's change it to 6 kilohertz just to hear what it sounds like. Can't overrun the music, but awesome. We got the squirrel, 1180. Awesome. WSQR, Sycamore, Illinois. All right, let's go this way. Tune it up. WRTO, Hispanic station out of Chicago.
A esta hora de la mañana, son las 11 de la mañana ya. Con 15 minutos vamos a pasar a los partidos que se llevaron a cabo de los...
Try to keep the Texan name here, and so you guys can see that. It's a cool little radio, huh? It's nice rediscovering these radios.
Vistazo a la serie que tuvieron el fin de semana contra los...
Estos partidos ya finales.
1220 WKRS, Waukegan, Illinois.
Jugó mejor también.
Sí, para mí con el Salvador jugaron bien.
Does stuff throughout the years, not just one convention. They put on the state there.
1230 WCLO, Janesville, Wisconsin.
And they also hold events focused on youth leadership.
There's 1240. I don't know if do I got the killer? Yeah, I had it up at 6. I was wondering why it sounded like really high. Sounds good on the music. 1240 WSBC, Chicago. Just barely picking up Monroe, Wisconsin here on WEKZ, about 60 miles away. I believe it's low power or it's not aimed in my direction.
Funny thing you mentioned that, 'cause I'll be actually on Thursday when I head out.
Thanks for bearing with me as I tune this manually. 1280 WBIG, Aurora, Illinois.
And I'll try to listen.
With a loop, I might be able to pick this up. This is WZTI, Fonz FM, I think. 1290 AM is Greenfield, Wisconsin. Good benchmark station for daytime. My location.
Bezpieczna przystań.
1300 WRDZ, LaGrange, Illinois. As you can tell, a lot of stations in this direction and that direction. 1310 WIBA, Madison, Wisconsin.
As you said, is virtue signaling madness.
5540-6270 or apply online at jmail.m.
1330 WNTA, Rockford, Illinois.
miles away gets to watch.
WLBK, DeKalb, Illinois.
We get to be the force behind.
Furniture Center 34th anniversary sale. That is going on now with great savings store-wide on the biggest name.
WBEL, South Beloit, Illinois. It's a music station. They're not playing music now like the squirrel was.
Saturday and Sunday until 4. Check them out online at MonroeFurnitureCenter.net. Stand by. Music from Aerosmith and Mariah coming up on the beat.
Listen closely for how to be a part
On the beat. Okay, I didn't know the station logo. Okay, there we go.
sign-on bonus, along with the most generous benefit package.
$13.90 WGRB, Chicago. Gospel music going on. Music on WRJN, Racine, Wisconsin. Okay, we're going to go pretty quick here.
Up here, and this is under Howard. So you're looking for Boone County Fair. Which admissions were you looking for today?
WRMN, Elgin, Illinois. I think they're doing buy stuff off the radio. Shop radio. .nocom. It's all radio. Call it in. Get the phone out.
$5 total. Any additional?
Fire up that landline if you got one.
Each. You said you were looking for 3 of those today?
Yes, please.
3. All right, perfect. So we'll do that for you. Is there anything else I could try for you?
WEEF, Deerfield, Illinois, 1430. Picking up some tones here. Might just be the Tecsun radio doing that. Sometimes I've noticed it on like the 310. Does that on some stations towards the top of the band. Okay, barely picking up WROK, Rockford. WCEV, Cicero, Illinois. Pretty unstable their signal, but sometimes it comes in clear. This is Iron Country, 1490, WGEZ, Beloit, Wisconsin.
1490 AM with the draw, and she's crazy for leaving. Here's a very, very crazy.
Okay, we got music on WLUV, Loves Park, Illinois. I was hearing something here. Usually it's WCKG 1530. I'll get it. Hold on. There's a station here. 1580 WTTN, Watertown, Wisconsin. Yeah, doing it on video makes it interesting. 1590. What Asian is this? Korean? WCGO, Evanston, Illinois. Okay. Traffic advisory radio on 1620. We're almost done. Yeah, this thing's sensitive. I wish it has a slow or a fast button. That'd be nice.
Yeah, no, I think that
WSJP, Sussex, Wisconsin, Catholic radio.
true. This would have been when I was maybe 14, 15 years old.
Hi, we're St. Vincent de Paul, helping our neighbors in need.
Hey, hop on. We want you on our
WOZN, The Zone, Madison, Wisconsin. Our last station.
No, you don't. But you know the top 10 R&B songs, so you have to be paying attention.
WBON, Chicago. Okay, we're done. We'll kick it off. Thanks for watching my daytime band scan. Awesome on the PL-398BT. It's been a while since I revisited this radio. You know, it's a kind of an in-between child. This is like around $65. I have links below for you guys. If you're interested in picking one up, because it is cool. Stereo, I mean, I don't know if Tecsun's going to continue to make these. Probably not. And they're probably not going to have them besides that big 501 monster with 2 speakers. So it might be one to pick up if you like the idea of stereo sound. So neat setup. I like it. I like the idea of the large antenna. They got 3-foot antenna on the back. Got a larger internal AM antenna. It fared pretty good for the daytime, even though it had some birdie tones there towards the end of the band. Not a bad radio. So definitely give me a like if you like this video. 2, if you like Tecsun radios, want to see more band scans, reviews. Hit the subscribe for sure, because there's deals I always post, or giveaways or whatever, you know it. And hit the bell icon to get notified of those deals and new videos. And of course, 3, comment below what you think about the PL-398BT. I like the idea of the Bluetooth function more than the media player. They got the MP version. So yeah, I have a lot of devices that play MP3s. I like the idea of this being Bluetooth. So there you are. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you in my next video.